Soccer game analysis involves evaluating tactical, technical, physical, and statistical aspects of a match, often using video and technology to identify patterns, player movements, and in-game adjustments. Key areas to focus on include formations, player movement, pressing, set pieces, and key performance indicators like passing accuracy and defensive actions. Tactical and technical analysis, formations and structures. Observe how teams arrange themselves on the field, and how these formations change depending on whether they are in possession or defending. Player movement, pay close attention to both on the ball and off the ball movements, looking for patterns and how players create or exploit space. Pressing and defense, analyze the team's pressing triggers and defensive structures to understand how they win the ball back. Transitions, study how teams move from defense to offense and vice versa, noting their speed and organization. Set pieces, evaluate the effectiveness of both attacking and defending set pieces, such as corners and free kicks. In-game adjustments, identify when and how coaches make changes to formations or tactics and assess the impact of those changes. Technical skills, assess individual player performance, including passing accuracy, first touch, and decision-making. Physical and statistical analysis, physical metrics, use technology like GPS trackers to monitor player fitness, distance covered, and speed during a match. Key metrics, collect and analyze statistics such as possession percentage, shot conversion rates, tackles, interceptions, and clearances to quantify performance. Set piece effectiveness, track the success rate of set piece routines. How to analyze, watch with purpose. Dedicate periods of the match to focus on specific aspects. For instance, watch the first 10 minutes to get a feel for the game's flow, and then focus on defensive structures in the next 10. Take notes. Record observations during and after the match to keep track of patterns, key moments, and questions that arise. Use technology. Employ video analysis software to slow down footage, compare different moments, and annotate plays to gain deeper insights. Think like a coach. After watching, review your notes and ask why questions to understand the reasoning behind tactical decisions and their impact on the outcome. To analyze a soccer game, focus on team tactics, player movements, and decision-making by observing patterns in 4 phases: in possession, out of possession, and the 2 transition phases. Break the game down into these 4 phases and analyze the game in thirds of the pitch, noting how teams build up, press, and create scoring chances. Ask why questions to understand the reasons behind the observed actions, such as why a player is positioning themselves a certain way or why a specific tactic is being used. This video explains how to analyze a football match tactically. During the game, initial observation. Watch the first 10 minutes without notes to get a general feel for the game's rhythm and energy, team shape and structure. For the next 10 to 20 minutes, focus on how the team's shape changes when they have the ball versus when they don't. Positional analysis. Break the pitch into thirds to analyze what's happening in each zone. From building out from the back to attacking and finishing. Tactical patterns. Identify recurring patterns like passing sequences, player movements, and how the team creates space or exploits overloads. Decision-making. Look at player choices with the ball. Maintenance, keeping possession, progression, moving forward, or chance creation. Final pass, shot, or cross. Team versus individual. Decide whether to focus on the team's overall performance or individual players, which can depend on your goals for the analysis. This video demonstrates how to analyze your own game like a pro footballer. After the game, repeat the process. Re-watch the second half, applying the same process to spot changes made by the teams and their impact. Ask why. Go beyond just describing what happened and try to understand the reasons behind the team's actions, player positioning, and tactical choices. Analyze key aspects. Look at the success rate of actions like passes and dribbles, but more importantly, try to identify the root cause of errors, such as a poor first touch or not scanning the field. Review and reflect. Compare your notes from different parts of the game and the second half to get a comprehensive understanding. This video provides beginner tips for analyzing football matches. Analyzing a soccer game. A step-by-step guide. Analyzing a soccer game goes beyond just watching the ball. It involves understanding the strategic and tactical nuances that shape the match. Pre-match analysis. Before the game, it's helpful to gather information about both teams and players. Squad analysis. Review the full squad to understand the profile of players available to the coach, including their strengths, weaknesses, and potential contribution to the team's play, system of play and basic structure. Identify the likely formation, for example, 4-3-3, 4-4-2, 3-5-2, and how it affects the team's defensive and offensive structure. Player positioning. Analyze the potential starting lineup and how players are likely to be positioned, especially key individuals, tactical variations, and alternatives. Consider potential in-game adjustments the coach might make based on the opponent and game circumstances. Key player analysis. Identify strengths, weaknesses, and key players who influence the team's style of play. 2. During the match while watching, focus on different aspects of the game beyond just the ball. Observe formations and tactical arrangements. Pay attention to how the team's set up and how players position themselves both with and without the ball. Identify pressing and defensive structures. Recognize the type of pressing the team employs, for example, high press, mid-block, low block, Observe movements off the ball. Notice how players move to create space or close it down when they are not in possession. Track critical player matchups. Observe individual battles between key players, for example, striker versus center backs, fullbacks versus wingers, midfield battles. Analyze set pieces. Pay attention to attacking and defending strategies for corners, free kicks, and throw-ins. Identify in-game adjustments. Look for changes in formation, substitutions, or pressing intensity that indicate tactical shifts. 3. Post-match review. After the match, review notes and consider the following. Break down key moments. Analyze crucial events like goals, near goals, key tackles, and substitutions. Evaluate tactical decisions. Assess the effectiveness of the coach's strategies and how they impacted the game. Utilize statistics. Use data like ball possession, shots on target, passing accuracy, tackles, interceptions, and advanced metrics like expected goals, XG, and expected assists, XAR, to gain a deeper understanding. Reflect on individual and team performance. Consider what worked, what didn't, and areas for improvement. Analyzing a soccer match involves understanding the game's 4 phases: in possession, out of possession, attacking transitions, and defensive transitions. By focusing on these elements and asking questions about player positioning, movement, and tactical decisions, you can enhance your understanding and appreciate the complexities of the beautiful game.